A very good win for us. I thought we came out a little bit flat, and but responded. I think we were down 14 maybe in the first half. Responded. I thought it was critical to get it tied at the half, and Wayne made as good a play as I've seen at the Robins Center. And that was a big play, big three by Darian. And then the second half, I thought once we got the lead, kind of the seesaw of the game kind of was done. We were able to control the game to the end. And Greg Robbins was tremendous, and down the stretch he was great.
How's Cedric?
I think Ced's okay. He's got some ice on there now, John. I'm sure we'll kind of see how he feels in the morning because that could hurt a little bit, but I think he's okay and looking forward to go.
Right shoulder and pulled out or bruised?
No, not pulled out, just kind of a bruise. I think he kind of landed on it, and so I think it's okay.
Because there were so many fouls, was it hard to get into a groove?
A little bit. There were a lot of fouls called. And to be honest with you, I prefer the game when it's called in our favor. No, I prefer the game when it's called tight. I just think I think guys will stop fouling if you call all the fouls. But it was a tight game, and it does make it. There are a lot of subs, a lot of guys on the bench, guys playing out of position. So it does change it a little bit, but you just have to continue to play. I'm glad we're a deep team because the foul trouble didn't really bother us as much.
Seemed like the tee you took in the first half kind of lit a fire in the team.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if those things are accurate or not. But I was more upset with how we were playing and that we weren't energized, and thought that we needed to be more so. So I was probably talking to the same volume in our huddles to the guys and as to the official, and unfortunately got a tee. But again, I don't know if they work out or not, but we did have some energy after that.
With what you guys have coming up and then going into a tournament, is it good to play kind of crappy all game and be able to pull it out at the end? And
I appreciate that. Yeah. Right. I don't think we played our best. I think GW had something to do with it. They're a physical team. They were an aggressive team tonight. But it is good. It is good, especially the way we started, to be able to recover from that and then in the end kind of win the game with foul shots going down the stretch. So that is good, and that's a positive for us. And because you're not going to, there are just so many games. You're not just going to be clicking and playing great all the time.
Coach, during that run, I think it was 3 times where you guys were able to use the backdoor play effectively. I think one was a 3-point play. What did you see from GW's defense that, I guess, allowed you to be effective with that play?
Well, they were playing very aggressively, and they were in passing lanes, and we thought that if we could, might be able to get a couple of guys backdoor. Actually, Greg on the coming out of the timeout, the one that Cedric threw to him, Greg called the play. He thought we were going to have a small lineup. They had a bigger player on him, and he thought we could get that one, and we did. So just more or less, it's rather than plays, it's more playing and recognizing guys playing in the passing lanes overplaying, and we're able to take advantage of it.
Did we see what Greg brings to this team in that 3-minute span where he hit a 3, took a charge, all that?
Yeah, tremendous. He makes a big 3, the steal and conversion, takes a charge on the post player. He was great. He was just great. He was really zeroed in. His experience and understanding of how we're going to win really showed through.
A third straight win over 500 now in the league. What does that mean?
It's great. I know coming in, we had a really tough stretch of the conference, which the conference is great early in the season. And, these last 3, we thought we would have a chance to do well, and we have. And so now, we're going to play a Dayton team with a big win on the road. This conference is really, really tremendous this season. I mean, I've been following the A-10 forever, and I've never seen the depth like this. So it's really good, and we just need to be ready to go to the next one.
A lot of teams in a pack.
Yeah.
It almost go, I think only 2 have been eliminated from the tournament, so you almost have to win at this point to guarantee yourself a spot.
No doubt. It feels like there aren't enough teams losing just to kind of create separation. And part of that, I think, is there's so many teams. There's just so many teams. So, of course, when you add it up, teams are going to have wins. But, yeah, we need to keep playing well. And I said to Bob on the radio, I think there's going to be a game where we ride Derek to a win. I know there's going to be another one where we ride Darian. So we need to keep playing and have everybody into it.
Anything else? Can you talk more just about the Dayton matchup, please?
Well, this is an important game for Dayton. And again, I think I don't know if they had a road win earlier, but this was a big road win for them tonight to win by the margin they did. Probably one of their better wins of the season. So This is going against a team who is really fighting for the conference tournament, or at this point their position. It's just going to be very important that we come out, we play well, we play hard, and try to neutralize the crowd.
We played too relaxed. We didn't attack the game like we planned. Physicality didn't show up in the beginning. Personally, I didn't, wasn't mentally prepared to play in the second half. We just had to, stick together and realize that we can't come out flat, and that's the reason that we were down.
With so many fouls, was it tough to get into a rhythm? Finally, the last 10 minutes of the game you did, but it seemed like everyone was at the line the whole time.
Yeah, definitely. In any game like that, when a bunch of fouls are being called, the whistle's being blown all the time, it's hard to get into a groove. That's not an excuse for why we played so poorly in the beginning, but it definitely was in our minds.
Greg, the backdoor play was working pretty good in the second half. What did you see defensively from them that made you be so effective on the backdoor?
Right, they were playing the passing lanes all game, and we were in a timeout, and Coach Mooney called for a play for me to come high near the top of the key, and I knew my man would be playing me hard or overplaying me, and I was able to get him backdoor.
I know you guys have played a lot of games this year, but late in the season with the tournament coming up, is it good to know that you can play pretty bad for most of the game and still pull it together?
Yeah, it's good. It's a good sign for us. It's not something we want to harp on because we're lucky we're playing at home. If it was on the road, it'd be a different story. I think our guys know that, especially the older guys. So we'll address it tomorrow in practice.
Third straight conference win. How big is that for you guys right now?
That is extremely huge. It's a confidence booster, and just to realize that no matter what, as long as we stick together, play defense, show off physicality early, and play aggressive early, we can win.
During that run there in the second half that Greg made a couple huge plays. All those little things that he does, they kind of epitomized in that run, making a three, making a pass, backdoor run, drawing a charge. He kind of did all those within a couple minutes that really gave you guys the big lead.
Yeah, Greg is a phenomenal athlete. He can do so many things on the court. He plays multiple positions, and for him to just knock those down, stay poised, and it was great for us.
Anything else? Can you guys quickly talk about this weekend's matchup at Dayton?
Yeah, we've only won there once in Richmond basketball history. I think it was my sophomore year. It's a tough place to play, awesome place to play. 13,000 people just screaming and yelling the entire game. Still a winnable game. Just got to be tough on the road.